books along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collinwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again, and today I've got the usual guest with us, Tony. How are we doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, John. How are you, mate? All right?
I'm fine, not too bad. Just, just been working the day, and then went to a quick session in the gym, had me dinner, and off out and eat sort of thing. So, yeah, everything's all good, mate.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's another hot day here, so it's supposed to be hotter tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's the case. Not too hot, though. Not 42
not as hot.
degrees.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that, which is kind of cool with this country. Away, like Turkey, that place like that, cool, I take it, but nah,
Yeah,
not for that at all. So, guys, if you like the video and like what you see, then smash the like button. If you can do that, that'd be fantastic. If you like to like the video, like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and also if you like to super chat or make a donation, then that's your choice. I'm not asking for it, that is your choice. And if you'd like to become a member, then the link is in the top of the chat. It's always inside the chat, so search it for that and click on that. 99p, that's all it is. So I'll go for the comments as well. We've got the old boy Gunnar. I'll be going on the show on Thursday for the Premier League prediction show. So I got an invite for that, and I'll be going on this channel. And big up to you, Del, big Arsenal fan. Good afternoon. That's from Tom. Hope you came, mate. 2 simulators games against Burnley and 1 3-1 and 5-1. And big up to Andy's on the fans forum show the other day. Big up to Andy. How are you, mate? Love the song. Thank you so much indeed. It's a chance to win, so sure. A chance to update, sure. And the first going to talk about is Emmanuel. And this guy's had a fantastic season in a very, very poor side for Watford. And he only cost around about 4 million quid. He used to play for Club Brugge at a season loan out in Germany, Cologne, joined Watford, and he has scored 10 goals in a relegation season and 6 assists as well. And he can play anywhere in the attacking midfield, and he can also play up front. He can play wide. And I think this guy's been really good in the Paul teammate. And it's been linked to us. I was going to share the screen. It just goes 2 seconds. I'll put it up there as well. And if it just goes 2 seconds, I'm going to share it. I'm sorry, mate. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. There you go. So basically, if you see it there, that is being linked with us, but they won 20 million quid. Don't forget, Kamaldeen scored twice in the Bernabeu in the Champions League when he played for Bruges. So when he joined Watford, then the responsibilities came on him. And the Watford Observer has said, when it's been linked to this as well, if I could find out since said that, it's highly likely that when the season starts, then he will be available for the first team games. And if Rob, the manager, chooses to let him, they would like to leave and have looked at potential moves, but they're not causing any problems. They are not banging on the doors to get away as soon as they can. They will steer for the club if the market does deliver something we think is acceptable, in the same way as steered with us the last time we were in the championship. Like I said, he's rated between 17. He's got a release clause to 17 million quid, Tony. And is he gettable
though? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, depends if our owners are looking at him. If they are looking at him, then it's a no-brainer. I mean, the guy can play left wing, right wing, forward. So we need a right winger as well. So we could even play him on the wing. He's obviously comfortable there. And it's £17 million. He scored 10 goals in a poor Watford team and assisted 6 times as well. So yeah, it to me it's a no-brainer. I would jump at the chance of having him if I'm honest. You know, I don't know what his attitude was like at Watford, you know, like outside the club or whatever, but you know, Eddie Howe will soon have him into shape, but put him in a better team and yeah, you probably play better. But you got to remember, a lot of people think, oh, because it's Watford and they've been relegated, but you got to look at the bigger picture. He didn't take Watford down. The whole team took Watford down. That defence was leaking more than a leaky tap. I mean, if you look at their defence, the first time they actually didn't concede a goal was when they played Burnley away in that drab 0-0 draw. But up until then, every game they conceded a goal. So technically, it was their defence that let them down. The attacking side was all right for them. It was the defence that let them down. But no, if that's a going rate, £17 million, it's a snip. And he might not be the player when we get that next level to keep a hold of. But if he gets to that next level, up into Europe, then yeah, why not? Go for it, yeah. And it's a cheap option, 17 million as well.
I have to agree. Can you remember back in 2001 when Coventry City got relegated, we signed a certain Craig Bellamy and it cost £6 million. Everyone's saying, Craig who? Craig who? What's he going to do? Like, just score enough goals and that, he's going to cause bother. And I think the post going to be too big for him. I could see the same things going to happen to Dennis as well. I think this guy, I think he could shock us all. If he came, he played for a big club, then he's going to play packed houses, 52,000 every single week. And this guy is sort of fantastic, and it could shock us all. I mean, be up for it. And 70 million quid, right? Release clause is not a lot of money at all whatsoever, right? That is gettable, 110%. And you know what? We need to get a move on to get some people to place this guy away from Watford, yeah? Because he wants to play in the Premier League. He doesn't really want to play in the Championship. Like he said, what I said on that quote, he will not be banging on doors as well. He'll be a professional. And if he acts like a professional and the club comes in for him, I say, okay, cool. We'll get rid, because at the end of the day, he conducts himself well. I think he's been professional, his attitude is spot on. Then we have a good player with no attitude problems at the club.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you're going about Craig Bellamy. I mean, I remember when he was saying, and I was underwhelmed by that. I was like, oh, not Craig Bellamy. He's tripe. He hasn't done very well. But, you know, and I thought, well, we'll give him the chance. And then what happened? He turned into a different player altogether. So, yeah, and the same goes with Dennis, you know. Just, yeah, I would just go for him. If I was the owners, I would be looking at that and thinking, yeah, £17 million, definitely. Why not? Like you say, he's versatile across the front three anyway. So you can play anywhere, left wing, right wing, or up front. And even if you wanted to, you could always switch them during games. So you could say, right, stick Sant Maximum on the right with Trippier and put Dennis on the left. We got options everywhere then.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. If you look at his style of play, and he likes to dribble with the bar, and he's very good at counter-attacking as well. When he does go forward, he is quick, by the way, and quite skillful, and he likes to tackle. But the thing is that he loves to commit fouls often. That is the thing. His weakness is his passing the ball, holding on to the ball, crossing, and discipline. That's his weakness, yeah. And if you tally it all up, sort of thing, yeah, I think we've still got a good player that is prepared to work for the team, not just, you know, losing the ball. Don't bother to track him back. He will track back, I can guarantee you, yeah. That's why he loves to give fouls away, and that is great. But we're going to get a hard-working player in the team that's going to be skillful. It's going to create chances. I think he's going to be all right. And like I said, I have no problems with Dennis coming to the club.
No, not at all. I mean, thing is, so his crossing ability may not be great, but Eddie Howe's coaching staff, once he's in the club and they see what his crossing ability is like and it's not good, they'll train him to a standard where his crossing ability will be absolutely perfect, you know. So, and Eddie Howe is very good and meticulous with stuff like that, with stats and, you know. So, yeah, definitely, why not? Go for it, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. Andrew's saying, so I'll bring up to you being the member yesterday, mate. Again, thank you so much indeed. Zach Tony is no, he is better. Is he better than we have? Yes. Is the price suitable? Yes, no brainer. And the thing is, right, I mean, I don't really want to see Jacob Murphy, right, in the team. But we're playing the first game. We can play in the first game against Nottingham Forest. I don't want to see that, do you know what I mean? And look, at the end of the day, we need a backup striker. He'd be perfect, do you know what I mean? You don't want to spend a lot of money, then go and get him, yeah? And I'll go through this comments as well, and got some more coming up. Big up to Andrew. Welcome to the chat, Andrew. Welcome to Jack Rexy as well. He is, I think, an Everton fan. I could be wrong. Could be a Leicester fan, all the two. And absolutely fine, mate. I hope you're okay. I'm back from my holidays in Thailand. Can't see Harrison moving now. Sinestera has got injured pre-season, so that doesn't look good. We're going to come on to Jack in a bit. And we've got Jules. We've got to Jules, by the way. Thank you so much indeed. And thank you for the Twitter message as well. I can see that one flying as well. And do people think Dennis is enough, or we still want another marquee and striker option as well as the right winger by the end of the window? Well, it is, Mark, right? We definitely need a right-side midfielder. We definitely need a striker, yeah? But our owners will not be paying over the odds on player. But I've got a feeling, and I've said this many a time, if it gets like this, right, we may have to pay over the odds to get a player and to get what we need. Do you know what I mean? Because by the time we play Forest, Tony, we've got to be ready. We cannot go into the new season unprepared. To me personally, if we go in without a winger signed, a right winger signed, and the striker signed, for me personally, I think you're going to the season underprepared. I don't know what you think, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, somebody put on Twitter this morning saying, well, why is everybody raving on we need another striker for? We've got Wilson, he's fit. So I put a comment on saying, well, actually, if you think about it, if Wilson takes a knock in training before the Forest game and is out, you've got to rely on Chris Wood. And, you know, so we don't want to really rely on Chris Wood for that game. So that's why we need backup strikers in ahead of that, because you can pick up an injury in training quite easily, twist your ankle, anything, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, but we definitely need to get a striker in before the Forest game. That's for sure. Even if Wilson's fit, at least he's then a backup on the bench to bring on. Because remember, we got 5 subs now, so you need a longer bench.
We do. Absolutely. Touched on Chris Wood there. I just don't think he's good enough for Newcastle. I really don't. And for me, I mean, if someone came in and took him on loan, then let's be real, I'm just happy to do that. But his wage is going to be a problem as well. I think he's on high wage now. Now he's coming to Newcastle United. But we definitely need a striker 110%. And we would get that sorted out before the new season. And that's what we need to do. And I've got one here from Andrew. Big up to Andrew. John, you're right. Dennis can be a backup striker, even backup winger. 70 mil is good. Unless Anderson proves he can play on the right side of the field, I also don't want to see Murphy. Look, listen, I like Jacob Murphy. I really do. I think he's a good kid. But at the end of the day, he's not going to get us in Europe. He's not going to get us the top 4. He's not going to get us a title. Yeah. And he's not even a cup as well. Let's be real. I'm not slating the guy, Tony. I'm not.
No.
But at the end of the day, right, you know, I'm a winner. I've got an elite mentality. And let's be real, he needs to go out on loan. He needs to go out on loan. I think Middlesbrough would be a good club to him to go to, or Andy's club, Bristol City, maybe, you know. But someone gave him a 6-year contract. And for me, I think that's shocking. It really is, man.
Yeah, that was only because he had a decent sort of season that season, and then Ashley decided in his wisdom, let's give a 6-year contract, because he likes giving out big long deals, doesn't he? So, and then I think then he's just got a bit complacent. But if you look at last season, some of the chances he missed, it was like he was playing the crossbar challenge or the post challenge, because every shot he hit the woodwork. If he wants to play the crossbar challenge, I'm sure they'll bring that back at half time at St James's Park, and he can have a go then. But, you know, just don't do it in the Premier League. Put it in the back of the net. That's where it belongs. And he did it against Man United and did it against a few other teams, Norwich as well. So
Watford.
Yeah.
Watford, when he shot straight at the keeper, clean through 1-on-1, which we want us to get him. And he goes and shoots straight at Ben Foster as well. That is why he is not good enough. He ain't good enough. And I've seen a couple of comments saying, you're being negative again, negative this and that sort of thing. We're not being negative, right? But I'll say to people, Tony, if they call us negative, I'll call them the loser. Because at the end of the day, I want the best for the football club, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's it, absolutely, and that's what we all want at the end of the day. And he's just not good enough, Jacob Murphy. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he tries to give his all, but other than that, there's not a lot there from him. So there's better options out there, and we need to exploit them.
Very, very quickly. There's players out there. Let's go and do it. But as long as the money is right and we get a good deal as well, that's what we want. Majestic, big up to you, mate. Hi to you. As much as Will's our first choice striker and a great player, history has shown he isn't enough for a whole season. Need reliable backup. We'll talk about it now, mate. So really are. We definitely need a backup striker 110% because I don't want to go in a new season undercut, underprepared, right? And with Williams being out, injured, etc., because he will get injured along the way, right? Which is a shame because he's a talented striker. He really is. And we need to be prepared. We need to get strikers up there. Yeah. I mean, Chris Wood, 2 goals since he's joined the club. Yeah, people say he's done a job. People say that he contributes. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, right, he's not going to get us into European football. And that's what I'm looking for this season with this team. What do you think about Munoz? Will the movie become reality, Tony?
Well, who knows? I mean, depends how well he plays in pre-season, because obviously he's gone over to Portugal now. So he's, I believe he was involved this afternoon because he took Almiron's place this afternoon. But I don't know if he scored or not because I haven't seen the goal scorers for the second game. But I saw the free kick he scored the other day, and that was not a bad free kick at all. He's still only, he's 19, 20, so I've got to give the guy a chance. And we've got him on loan till January, and I think there's an option to buy him for about $1.5 million or something. So if Eddie thinks he's worth keeping and developing, then sign him up. And who cares if it's the movie? It would be great if he got into Gallagher and scored a 25-yard cracker, and then everybody be seeing the movie has become reality. But let's see how the lad does anyway. But he seemed to play all right in that under-20s tournament. I watched a bit of it with Mexico, and he seemed to be okay. So let's see how he gets on.
Absolutely. I've got 50 people watching live. Thank you very much indeed for Saturday afternoon. Please do smash the likes as well. It do help me channel an awful lot because at the end of the day, the more I get, the more likes I get, it makes me channel fantastic. Do you know what I mean? So please smash the like button if you can. And I've got Tony the Red as well. I keep saying Tony the Red. He doesn't mind. I'm warming to the idea of Harrison if you can get it for a good price. Well, they're asking for 35 million quid. 35 million quid they're asking for. We'll come to him in a bit. I only found it yesterday. He's left-footed. Shows how much I know. Harrison Tony again. Bless him. And how we doing, Stu Maiji? Hope you're okay. And hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, your wife and kids. And I hope things are great with you. And I mean, back to Denny, I think it'd be a good signing. I really do think that 17 million quid. We'd love to sign smart players as well. You've got to do smart bit of business. This one we can get over the line. It's doable. I'm not going to say you're going to get him, but we should have to wait and see because most ITK people think they've done the deal, which clearly haven't. But there you go. And I want to touch on to the next one. I'll just share the stream as well. And this is a new one being linked with, by the way. And I know Fox is just calling the house, by the way. After trying to get this guy called, if I can just get rid of this as well. Thank you very much indeed. Come on. So after Kamaldeen Sulemana from Rennes, and he's a Ghanaian international, plays on the right side of midfield, cost 17 million quid when they signed him for North Zealand last year, and now he's rated at 30 million quid by his club. Now, I don't know a lot about this guy. I really don't, but he's skillful, right? He's got about 8 goals last season, so 4 goals in 10 League One appearances last season, and he made 3 appearances in the Europa Conference as well. So they think highly of this guy, right? And the reason we're after him is because we could be walking away from the Jack Harrison deal because of the extraordinary prices as well. So before I come on to your point on that one as well, I'll look at some comments as well. Jules in the house, by the way, big up Jules. Is that Miggy with a couple more goals today? And yeah, he did. I think he scored twice. I think I could be wrong, but I want high hopes for this guy. I want him to do really well. I want full season out of him. Do you know what I mean? And big up to Sefton, by the way. Hi to you. Portman goal and biggest score too. He has got the speed and come up. Good striker like your thoughts. We're talking about Miggy. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, now he's playing for a footballing manager, right? He's playing for football manager anyhow. I hope that this season could be this year. And I want to see more from Miggy. I want to see him get 10 goals and 10 assists from him this season, 100%. And let's be real, I think he's going to surprise a few people, I hope. And if he just go out there, Tony, and does the business for us, then believe you and me, he could shock us all. And he'd be a good player, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I saw a journalist who covers American football, MLS, not American football, MLS.
Yeah.
And he knows Miggy quite well. He's followed him all the way from Paraguay all the way through to the MLS. And he says Miggy's best positions, he says, in Newcastle, I'm playing him in that. He says one of them is his number 10 role. He says when he played there for Atlanta, he was awesome. He says, but he can also play as a right winger as well. He says, but he's lost his way a little bit because under like Steve Bruce, he wasn't playing them properly and, you know, brought him on once or twice for substitute appearances, things like that. So he's never really been consistent. But maybe if this guy knows all about him. I think his name's Roberto Rojas, the journalist.
Yeah,
and if he's saying that, then maybe we haven't been playing him in his rightful position. So, yeah, give him a shot on right wing and have a look at him, see what he can do, even in training.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because the thing is with Miggy, right, I like us at 10. I like him on the right side of midfield. But like I said, I want to see him play in one position and stick to that position, yeah? He needs to talk to Eddie Howe and say, look, I want to play on this. Eddie Howe should ask him the question. He should ask him, say, right, okay, where is your best position, Miggy? You tell us what his best position is, what you feel confident with, what you're happy with, and then we'll put him in that position, okay? But it'd be nice to play him on the right-hand side of midfield if we don't get one in. And hopefully it'd be comfortable there. Do you know what I mean? Just give us what you got, show us what you got. And I think he'll be happy. He's got 2 years left on his contract, I believe. And hopefully, if he has a good season, you just never know. And then, but he's been in the club for 3.5 seasons, man. Yeah. Now he's got to come out now and show us. Forget about Paraguay. Look at us, right? We're paying your wages, right? You go out there, you're in the best position, go for it. Show us that you're capable of doing it, right? I want to see a Paraguay form into Newcastle form. I'm not having to go at him, but I want him to be successful at the club. But for me, this is going to be his last chance this season. If he doesn't do it, then me personally, I think the best move for him is go to Spain. And I love Miggy, by the way. I do love Miggy, but hey ho, see what happens. Andrew, 100% Sulemana, ceiling way higher than Harrison was sure intent. Well, according to his French club, Rennes, they want 30 million quid for this guy. 30 million quid. I mean, they bulked out a few deals, by the way. Harrison's one of them, yeah? Now Diaby, yeah? But
yeah,
that's what they want. We need to get one in ASAP. Big up to AJ, by the way. It's great to see your subscribers climbing high. Me to give up good work. Yes, thank you very much indeed, AJ. Sure to love to you, my guy. And Fox is chatting to Tony. Stu's chatting to Jules. Big up to Dean, by the way. Much love for Northumberland, John. Tony, much love to you, my guy. Or my G. 1 or hopefully 2 bodies through the door and they'll be chuffed. 10 out of 10 FF for new owners. Plus Eddie we trust. Look, I'll say 10 out of 10. If you talk about the transfer window, Tony, right? How many marks out of 10 would you give it so far?
I would definitely give it high marks, that's for sure, because, we've done well in the transfer window. When you think how much we've actually spent between January and now, we've spent well over £100 million and another couple of players that, we're going to touch on. We could spend at least 150 million at the most between the two windows. So yeah, why not? That player on the screen, Sulemana, however you pronounce his name, Sulemana. I looked at his stats on his heat map. He plays predominantly on the left wing.
Yeah, we
very rarely touches the right hand side. He plays mostly left.
Yeah, I mean, you
Could
don't want to
we
be
see-
playing that position, by the way. I want to see a player play in a specialized position. I don't want to play my position. I want to see players playing on the right and a striker playing as a striker.
I mean, if we got to see him, then you could move Maxi right, because I think Maxi would be better on the right under Trippier, because Trippier would be barking at him all game, telling him what he wants from him. And I think he would benefit being on the right side with Trippier as well.
Yeah, I thought it's a good shout there. I really do think that, because Kieran Trippier is a winner. He's won the league title, Atletico Madrid, in La Liga. He's got a winning mentality, and he would tell him, Box and all that's 12 ASM plays on the right. He can play on the right, sort of thing, but he can play on both flanks. He can play as a 10 as well, but not a great number 10. I can't lie, but but I like him playing on the wing and take on players. And for me personally, as things stands, right, I'm going to base it on this season. I'm going to give it a 7. That's only because you haven't got the position what you need. We haven't got yet. And that's on the right side of midfield and up front. Get those two in place, I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. But going back to Miggy, like you see, his Paraguay form, that's probably because Paraguay play him in his proper position. But then if he wants to play in his proper position, why isn't he going to Eddie Howe and saying, look, you're not playing me in my position. Play me in my position and see what I can show you, and I'll show you what I can do. So if he's just, he seems the nice guy. He seems like he doesn't want to cause a fuss, but he should really be knocking on Eddie Howe's door and saying, look, Gaffer, you're playing me in the wrong position. Put me in the 10 role, and I'll do the business for you. But whether he is, we don't know.
We don't know what's happening around the dressing room toilet. That's the thing. So, I mean, you're right there. He needs to tell him. He needs to tell Eddie, look, I feel comfortable on the right-hand side. I will do the job. Look at the way he played against Palace last season. He looked comfortable there. Scored a cracking goal, by the way. And that's his first goal. And a lot of people haven't said this, by the way. That's his first goal in 38 games. And everyone's piped this guy up saying, he's back, he's back. You know what I mean? 1 goal in 38 games. That's why, Tony, I don't pipe up anybody. Do you know what I mean? People say Botman, what a great signing. Yeah, it is a good signing. But I bet you haven't watched him. No one haven't watched him play. Who's been watching the Dutch League? Who's been watching the League One? Not many people.
No.
But they might watch on YouTube. But, I'm glad he's here. I really am glad he's here. And I think he'll do okay. I don't think it cause a problem at all. I think it'll be fine. So there you go. Big up to Paul, by the way. Welcome to you, man. Do you think the paper talk about Chelsea and Spurs wanting ASM is true? And afternoon, John and Tony, Paul, afternoon to you, mate. All things are good with you. For me personally, I think it's just paper talk. It's just pure lazy journalism. I'm not going to be real now, right? I'm not going to have an ego. I'm not an ego person. I'm just being honest here. ASM will not be leaving Newcastle this season. He'll be here. Right, and it's going to be a big season for him. Do you know what I mean? For 2 reasons. They can't afford his wages, number 1. And secondly, none of the top 6 wants him. None of the top 6 wants him at all. And if they do get him, he will not be in the first team.
No, he wouldn't be. Because at the end of the day, he wouldn't be deemed good enough to get in the first team, even though he is a great player. But he just needs to show more. The problem is sometimes with ASM and where he gets people a bit upset as well, because he hangs on to the ball too long, and then when he hangs on to it too long, he then loses it, and then you're like, that's it, it's gone, the chance is gone. I mean, when he's on fire like he was against Everton at home, he was unstoppable. And when he scored that goal against Watford, brilliant goal. But sometimes he flatters to deceive sometimes, and like I say, he just holds on to the ball too long, and if he sometimes it's a simple pass and he doesn't make it, and he tries to drive on and go through the defence. Tries to take on too many players, and that's his problem. And hopefully this season he might realise he's got to start passing it. I know he said in the past, well, I can't really pass the ball because there's no one to pass it to because it's not good enough. Well, we've got better players coming in the team now, so he can't argue with that one. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is his big season. If he doesn't do it this season, then I think he'll be gone next year, without a doubt.
Could be sooner. But I could be wrong. But at the end of the day, right, we need someone who's going to come in and do the job as well. But ASM, I'll give him a season, by the way, 110%. And he needs to pass the ball. He needs to be less selfish of it as well. We know he's a good player, honest dear, but that's down to the manager and that's to the coaching team as well. Big up to Miggy's Paragon teammate who went through the back of, yeah, I've seen that. Wow. That is absolutely the way to go, man. Big up to him. And I really like Miggy. It's do or die this season for him. I think a lot of people have been saying that as well. And got one for Sefton as well. What are your thoughts on supporters copying our owners into this dissatisfaction on transfers? It's not good. We're having a nightmare. 14 years for the previous ownership. Some respect needed. Sefton, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, by the way. Well, I get Grace on tomorrow. And I'll tell you something now, right? I'm glad you asked that question because some of our fan base are absolutely shocking. Do you know what I mean? All you top magpies thinking we should run Roost, yeah? But listen, leave them alone. Let them get on their job. Don't pressure them. Otherwise, they're going to be thinking, you know what? With all the pressure I'm getting, I'm going to walk away and sell up. Because that could very well happen, Tony. And I haven't said that yet. That could well happen soon. So just give them some space. Let them get on the job. And players will come to the football club. But if you're going to put pressure on them on social media, have a go at them, etc., and they end up walking away for the club, I think you should hang your heads this year because we'll find out who it is and it will not be pretty. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, I've banged this drum I've banged this drum for a long while. Yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting seeing the owners being tagged. I mean, it's nice that we've got owners who are on social media that like to engage, you know, and have banter. But when it's down to transfer business, just do not tag owners in it. Just let them get on with the job, basically. I mean, Dan Ashworth knows what he's doing. He's no mug. Believe me, he's no mug. Look what he's done with the FA. Look what he's done with St. George's Park and their training complex and everything. And that was all down to Dan Ashworth. And he's done well at Brighton. All the transfers he's brought into Brighton, he's done well. So let them get on with that job, is what I say, and stop tagging them.
I totally agree, Tony, man. I totally agree. And the thing is as well, right? Players will come. I've said that. Dan Ashworth. We'll probably get a couple of South American players in as well because it's record bringing South Americans, and Foxy will love this, by the way. And that could happen anytime soon. And also, down in Eels as well, get South American players in Atlanta as well. So just it bodes well. We got to get some quality. If you're going to get South American players, it's going to be some quality as well. That guy, Angelo Gabriel, will be fantastic. I think it'll be a good buy for Santos. I think Barbosa will be a good buy as well for Flamengo. But the thing is, like with Brazilian players, Tony, and a lot of people don't know this, in my opinion, if you're going to buy a South American, especially on the Brazilian side, you need to get them in before the 21-22. If they're over that, like 26, 27, it'll be too late for them because the Brazilians like to take their time and bet in, if you see what I mean. But you've got to get them in before the 22, no more than 23. And then it's no good getting a Brazilian international, plays Brazil all his life, and bring him when he's 29 years old. Yeah? It might work for Juninho, but it may not work now because he's got to learn the language. He's got to, he's got to like acclimatize the weather up in the northeast. So, what's your take on that one, man?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. And it's not just obviously the weather and the language, but he's obviously got to get up with the speed of the Premier League as well. It's a different pace to what the Brazilian league is. So it's a lot to take in. And a player might come and think, oh, I don't settle here. And then you've got an unsettled player on your hands. That guy, Angelo, is it?
Angelo Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. I mean, obviously we can't sign him until about January because you've got to wait. He's 18 because he's not allowed to move abroad until he's 18. That would, obviously he's one for the future, and that would be a heck of a signing. I'm not sure how old Barbosa is. Is he about 25?
Yeah, he's 25, going on 26, but he's played in Europe before, so he may just get away with it. So he might be Irish, he'll get away with it. If he's going to make the move, he's got to make the move either before the season starts or no later in January.
See, could that be a thing where with Barbosa, we could go to his club and say, right, I'll tell you what, there's a down payment for a season loan with a view to a permanent move the next summer. And then that way, you get round FFP because you might only have to pay, say, a £5 or £6 million loan fee. Get him in, see how he does in that season. If he takes to it and he bangs the goals in, then you say, right, there's the money. We've got him. He's ours. Or you pay for him in January and say, well, actually, between now and January, he's upped his game and he's like, unstoppable. There's the money. We'll buy him in January because we don't want other clubs coming in sniffing around him. But if we've got the obligation with them to buy him, then yeah. But I would say if we can get him on loan, that would be, because West Ham asked for an 18-month loan back in January and they were turned down for that. Because I thought, well, that's a bit much, 18 months, isn't it, really?
I agree. Totally agree. But if we do a loan as well, they probably tell us no as well. But you know what it is, right? For Mengo, it'll be tough to price a player away, but they want the money. They need the money. I don't think the Mengo fans will be impressed if they ask for a loan move. Not be impressed at all whatsoever. But we'll see what happens now. See what Mr. Tim Vicky will see about that. Make or big season for quite a few of our players. ASM, Miggy, Kraft. His contract's up at the end of the season, by the way. Wood, Willock, and Fiasa. Well, Willock is going to be a superstar in the years to come, Andrew. Yeah, I definitely keep him. Fiasa, I keep him as a backup. Emil Kraft. I mean, yes, he started to play now, but he's got to do it again. I'm not going to pipe him up yet. You know what I mean? He's done better last few games. I'll give him that, but he's got to continue. He's got to continue into next season as well. Miggy, yeah, it's been well documented. For me, he's got to do it this season. He's got no excuses at ASM. He needs to pass the ball a lot better as well. Big up to Jules as well. Thank you. Will we see Lascelles or Shelby in the starting 11? Or we can see the best of Shelby next season?
I don't think we'll see Lascelles much in the starting 11 next season. Maybe cup games, Carabao Cup, FA Cup if he's still here. Other than that, the only time Lascelles will probably start maybe if we've got injuries at the back and then he's needed in then. But other than that, unless we bring him on just to help shore up the defence for the final few minutes of a game or something, to see a game out. Other than that, I can't see Lascelles really being in the starting 11. Other than, like, as I say, cup games. Shelby, we'll have to see on what happens with Shelby next season. But what we do know and see is that Shelby and Longstaff can't play together, Sean Longstaff, because if you watch past games when Shelby and Sean Longstaff have played, Shelby doesn't want to seem to pass the ball to Sean Longstaff. And
yeah, I've noticed.
There's something there. I don't know what it is between them, but obviously some sort of spat's gone on somewhere in the past with them. But Shelby, we've got a long bench, so Shelby will probably stay on the bench, I would imagine, unless he turns around and says, "Look, if I'm not going to play him week in, week out, I want to go." As simple as that. He's got to play 3 games to activate another year in his contract. But I don't think Shelby will play a lot next season, apart from like Lascelles Cup games, unless we've got injuries in midfield and then he's brought in. Because sometimes with Shelby, although he's a good passer of the ball, don't get me wrong, and he's got a shot on him, but some of the, when he tries some of these Hollywood balls, as he calls them, some of them just don't come off.
No,
and the thing is, opposition teams know all about that because their managers telling them, stop Shelby because he's going to make them Hollywood balls, or make sure you've got the defence back there, and they're cut out easily every time. But on his game, when he scores goals, he can score some crackers. I mean, I remember that one against Manchester City. That was a hell of a goal. But other than that, I think he'll be a substitute next season, unless he comes through and does really well.
100%. I mean, look, I said last season, Shelby said that he's been the best form of his life. He's been the same player. He hasn't improved. That is the thing. And you know what it is like Shelby, right? I mean, watching Shelby, for me, sometimes, I hate to say it, it's like watching Granit Xhaka, right? I mean, he's got the ability, but doesn't use it a lot. You know what I mean? But Jonjo Shelby's been at the club since 2015, right? He's been at the club for nearly 7 years, right? And has he really improved at Newcastle United? I don't think he has. Yes, he scored 6 goals under Boost. I get that. But at the end of the day, right, I want players to come in. If we do get Paqueta, that's a big give, right? I can't see Shelby being that team. I really can't, because you've got Joe Linton guaranteed. You got Bruno guaranteed, yeah?
Yeah.
And Paqueta's going to come in, and it looks like he's going to be guaranteed as well. I mean, Joe Willock, there's got to be a space for Joe Willock because I love Joe Willock, by the way. It's got to be a space for him because it's not because Grace likes him, but I've always rated Joe Willock, by the way. And I think he's a top guy, but he has got to be starting as well in games as well. And we see a real Joe Willock. But you're right, back on Shelby, in my opinion. I don't think he played a lot of games this season. I agree. And you just mentioned there as well, Tony, predictable is the word I'm looking for, predictable. They know exactly how he's worked out. Do you know what I mean? So if it comes off, great. If it doesn't come off, it's so frustrating. Do you know what I mean? So we know he could pass the ball, but not often, not connecting enough as well. Will we see Pope in the Premier League or Cup games? Definitely in the Premier League. He'd be a number one keeper, by the way. And I'll say that right away. Everton, this is just off topic. Everton losing 4-0 to Minnesota. And so Minnesota United, that's the MLS team. You think DCL will be thinking of moving, and do we really fancy him that much? The paper says, mate, I don't want Newcastle United. I just don't think he's good enough. Injury prone as well, and he probably offer something different, but you know what it is? I just don't think I'd take him. There's no way. I'm sorry, I wouldn't take him.
No, I wouldn't like that, John. I wouldn't take him either. He's injury prone, and to be fair, even for 40 million, you could buy two players in Dennis and Cornet for that.
Agree. Totally agree. Unfortunately, people judge players solely by Googling stats these days. Similar to Miggy, judging him playing out of position and then wondering why his stats don't stand out. Listen, end of the day, right, I did say that I have no problems with Miggy starting games. Do you know what I mean? And if he produces, if he shocks us all, I think he'd have a good season. Sefton, thanks for your super sticker, mate. Thanks for your kind donation, mate. £5. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. Joe clapping, Jules is clapping as well. Thank you for Tony and Jules clapping as well. And Andrew said to Foxy, that's why I picked a team and started regularly watching Brazil each match week. I'm going to have to start watching Brazilian League, but more Italian football, by the way. If Paqueta signs of us, don't you think it would change Bruno's game? Will be less offensive? Well, Bruno's a CDM. He came to us as a CDM, yeah. I didn't expect him to score 5-6 scores he scored, didn't he, since he's come?
Yeah. I think it's 6 goals, yeah. No, 5 goals, sorry, John. Yeah, because he was one behind Wilson before Wilson scored at Burnley.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if Paqueta signs, then who knows? But, we don't know until he signs. So, it's just speculating. But yeah, when Bruno signed, I was I thought he's more of a defensive type of midfielder and he's not going to really go forward. And how wrong were we? He was bursting to get in the box, and that man, Joe Willock again, that goal against Leicester, the way Willock burst down there and he even left Tielemans for dead as well and crossed that ball. And Bruno must have run about 60, 70 yards to get his head on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and I think he's already said, Bruno, I want to score more goals next season.
Yeah, so that's the case because I think Bruno's a fantastic player. Effie's got to go through him this season. I really, really do. I think he'll boss the midfield. I think Joe Linton will do the groundwork for him, and I think it's going to be fantastic. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting season. That is the thing. But again, Joe has got to be in there as well. But I'll choose work over Shelby anyway, 110%. I mean, for me personally, we've got a lot of midfielders, haven't we? I mean, you've got you kind of get in the team. You've got John Shelby, Sean Longstaff. Sean Longstaff signed a 3-year contract, by the way, as well. Could you believe that? And Foxy has corrected us as well. And we talked about players coming to Europe at a later age. What are the best fullbacks of all time? Came Europe at 25 and Cafu. I tell you what, in my opinion, he is the best right back of all time for me. 110%. Roberto, did he used to play for Deportivo Colonia? Edmundo, former player for Vasco da Gama. He played for Fiorentina. And Dida played for AC Milan. And I think I'm going to be correct on all those former clubs as well. Bruno and Paqueta have the same levels of awareness on the pitch. They lift everyone's game. Mate, you're absolutely 100%, 10% there. Just want to talk about Memphis Depay and Barcelona. He's been linked to Newcastle, by the way. for around 20 million euros, 17 million quid. Apparently, he's turned us down because he wants to play in the Champions League. Now, I think now, right, we're trying to get players in, right? They just don't want to play in the Champions League football. I don't think it's difficult getting the players in. We've got Bruno. He could have played Champions League football, Tony, but he came to Newcastle, yeah? And you think about it, right? I mean, these players want to play the Champions League.
I mean, the thing is,
You can't offer.
Yeah, exactly. I've said this, John. We want the next level players, and you see some fans going on, "Oh, we want this player, we want that," but you can't get them players because you've got to be in European football, and we haven't got that to offer anybody. But with Depay, is he saying this because he's thinking, "Oh, I can't play in the Premier League. I'm not very good in the Premier League, even though I'm older now," and maybe he's looking for, like, say, a PSG or an Italian club to come in from, and that's playing Champions League football, and maybe that's why he's saying it. I mean, I could just be guessing at that, saying that he's a bit wary of coming back to play in the Premier League because he flopped the last time, although he was a lot younger then. So I don't know about that one. But if that's what he wants to do, then, yeah, good luck to the guy. But, yeah, I'm not worried about it because he's 29-year-old anyway. And it's 17 million. we spoke about Dennis, and you can get him for about that money, and he's only 24.
Yeah.
And then I know we haven't spoken about Coney yet, but you can get him, and he's only 25 for about the same price. So
I agree.
Yeah, I would rather get a younger player, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's a good shout there. That's a very good shout. Guys, if you like the video and if you like what you see, then please hit the like button. 62 people watching at the minute. And if you can put the thumbs up as well to the video, it'll be a much fantastic help. Do smash the likes as well. If you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the subscribe button as well. I've got over 3,000 now, which is absolutely fantastic, on the road to 4K. And if you'd like to super chat like Seth the Mag's just done, you know exactly what you do. Just give what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, the links is in the chat as well. Just click on the member link and it's 99p, which is absolutely fantastic. Tony, I think the members are going up as well. I'm going to do a competition very, very soon. So members, if you're watching, like I said, Andrew, then it's members only. Just, you know, keep your eyes peeled for that, really. I'm going to do a competition very, very soon. So members, keep your eyes peeled. Got one for Paul. Big up to Paul Barrett. Hi to you, mate. And if it was me, this isn't the year I want to play Champions League. I want to be ready for the World Cup. That's very true. That's because World Cup year as well. And got one from Foxy, speaking to Andrew as well. Brazilian league gets disrespected too much again from people that have never watched. They've lost Palermo's, took Chelsea extra time. They actually beat Chelsea. Flamengo took Liverpool to extra time as well. And George Jesus used to manage Flamengo as well. And they played open, exciting football as well. And the Flamengo fans absolutely love it as well. So for me, Depay, personally, I wouldn't have him. I wouldn't have him at all. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, he's sorting himself out, getting European experience. But for me, I just don't think I just wouldn't have him. Like you said, that he's younger. I take it a younger player as well. Got one from Foxy, and just talking to Foxy as well. And international now has been mentioned as well. Belotti offer to us. Do we fancy signing him? When you get Tony, when you get a player, when you get teams offering us like a Belotti, Newcastle always says no. I don't think this dude's going to help me in that, even though it's going to be a free buy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's the agent who's offered rather than the team, because obviously he's a free agent, isn't he? And obviously the agent's probably sounding out to see which club he is interested. If there's a chance of getting him, then I would definitely take him without a shadow of a doubt. Free transfer, so you don't have to pay a transfer fee. Goes in for your FFP as well. So, yeah, I mean, he's not bad. He's better than Chris Wood, that's for sure. So I would definitely say, if there's a chance, have a look and see what wages he wants, and, you know, see if there's a deal to be done. And if there is, it's a free sign. And if he flops, then we haven't paid a transfer fee on him.
I agree. I mean, that's all there is to it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But But they're probably looking at Newcastle thinking, do you know what? They're a big club. I don't fancy going to the North East. They'd rather go to London. That's the thing. It's like if you go to Italy, they're not going to try and say, I want to go to Rome. You got brilliant cities like Milan, Florence, Naples, yeah? All these lovely cities, man. London's not going to be or end all, do you know what I mean? But hey ho. Players should want to come to Newcastle because the future is going to be very bright. 100% their loss. I have to agree with you, mate. I have to agree. The problem is, right, I mean, the players want to play in the Champions League, and that is the thing. And Fox is swinging to Andrew, which is great. Jules as well. And I got one for Ryan. Big up Ryan, by the way, in the cut. He's a real one, by the way, Tony. He's a real one. Regardless who, we've got 2 strikers, not enough for a full season. 3 minimums needed. Yeah, we need another striker. 110%. And no ifs, no buts. It's as simple as that.
Oh yeah, we need another striker. It's well documented. We need a striker and a right winger. But I'd rather we got the striker first because we can take care of the right wing. We've got the 1st September to sort that out. But there's players out there, Obviously, we mentioned Dennis at the beginning of the broadcasting. He's one that's cheap enough to get in. There's strikers out there. You just got to find them, And as I say, Maxwell Corney, he's another good one that can come in. He's 25. He can play in a multiple of areas. He can play left wing, right wing, left midfield, left back even. So if Target was injured, you've got a left back there who can fill in. If Dummett's not fit either. So, and obviously I know Dan Byrne can play left back as well, but you've got a player there in Corney who can play all over the pitch, basically. He scored, I think, 9 goals for Burnley last year and probably 1 or 2 assists for them. But other than that, put him in a better team and he'll probably be a better player. And don't forget, he played for Lyon with Bruno as well. So Bruno will know him quite well. I've heard Everton are trying to strike a deal with Burnley for him. Now, no disrespect, if we come in over the top of Everton, I think you choose us over Everton. Because the way I look at Everton, there's only one way they're going, and they're going down next season because they're dreadful. And I would rather have the likes of Corney and Dennis. I would rather pick them 2 up and have change than buying DCL.
I agree, 100%. Going back to Foxy's here, yeah, I remember him very well. He's played for Portsmouth, and yeah, he's a good player. He's a really good player, and really respect the guy. And welcome, John. Brilliant podcast from Newcastle fans. Mods do a great job as well. Kind words, Sefton. Thank you very much indeed, Sefton Mag. Thank you. And got comments flying as well. And San Marcos Ronaldo now, one for the future and now. Never heard of him, but if he's good, we'll get him in. Players got to give the city a chance. First, before declining. Newcastle's a lovely city, but I do believe it takes a certain type of person to enjoy the beauty. Most players want big city. Do you know what it is? I have to agree with you there, mate. I have to agree because at the end of the day, right, none of the foreign players, right, the big ones, by the way, has never heard of Newcastle, and that is the thing. They heard of London, they heard of the Big Six in the Premier League, but they've never heard of Newcastle. That is the thing. And what do you think, Tony? There's nothing wrong living in Newcastle. Ask Bruno.
Absolutely. I mean, I was born and bred there. I lived there until like 10 years ago, and I moved down south. And I live in Suffolk now. But every time I get on that train and I'm going up there and I hit the bridges, I always say that's it. I'm on my way home now because I'm back. I'm back to where I was originally from. So yeah, Newcastle's a great city, not because I was born there and I'm not being biased, but but yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant city, and people need to realise that. I think Paqueta knows that as well. I mean, he's had selfies under the Tyne Bridge and everything, hasn't he? So, yeah, but more players need to realise how good Newcastle is. I mean, Asprilla loved it up here when he signed Tino, even though when you remember when he first signed, it was snowing like hell, wasn't it? So, and he must have thought, oh, hang on a minute, what have I done wrong here? It's cold, but he absolutely loved it, and he was just, and he was a legend up here. So, yeah. So players, I think if they come up here and see the city and have a look around, they may think, oh, hang on a minute, well, actually, this ain't too bad, because before I'm just going to pop that. But before, obviously, Forest got promoted through the playoffs, apparently David Johnson came up to Newcastle. That's his dad, who was also his agent, Brennan Johnson's. And he went, because he went in a taxi and got a bit of a tour around the city in a taxi and was quite impressed with it. And then he went to the ground, had a look around the stadium, went to the training ground, spoke Eddie Howe and Amanda Staveley. Because, you know, obviously we had an interest in Brennan Johnson. And he was quite impressed with what he saw, even though he's not even from Newcastle at all. So that's the thing. The point I'm trying to make is, yeah, they need to come and have a look first before they decide that, oh, hang on, I want to live in London. You know, it's not the be all and end all to live in London.
I have to agree. Because at the end of the day, right? I mean, a stereotyping as well. I just think it's been a bit ignorant as well, sort of dissing the city. Saying, I want to go to London. But then the game, it's their wives at the end of the day that dictates where to go. Do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Roy Keane was right, by the way. He said before that if you allow a lass to take control, you're weak. And he's right. You got to do what's right for you.
Yeah, I mean? Absolutely.
But I got some comments about big up Ryan. So if you say Cornet, that should be our right wing that competes with Almiron. Cool. Fair enough. Definitely not a striker and a winger. You're elite lads. Big up to Andy Ruda as well. He's in India. He's there for a month. I hope you have a fantastic time. Yes, you deserve your break. And big up to you. And thank you for watching the show as well. From India. Big up. Maybe we should sign them after playing the Burnley behind closed doors. Corner for Wood. That's a fair shout there. We live in the Midlands, have some Jules, and visited 2-3 times a year. Have done for 15 years. Love it. Jules, I've seen you before. You are absolutely amazing. You're mighty. Big up to Gav, by the way. Hope you're okay. I'm fine, Gav. Hope you're okay too. 21 people in the chat, 30 people in the chat. Everyone's free. Thank you, Paul. Foxy's chatting to Andrew. Andrew saying, once the new training grounds come up and refurnished ground is finished, it will help. And yeah, do you know what it is, right? I mean, when that's going to get finished, I don't know. But once it's done, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, whatever they do at the training ground, that's why obviously they're trying to stay away from it at the moment. And while the refurbishment's taking place, I think it's going to be done before the start of the season, if I'm correct.
Please.
Yeah, I think they're doing up the pitches and everything. So yeah, it'll probably look totally different. I mean, in the past, I'm surprised we've even had players who've wanted to sign when they've seen the training ground and, you know, before the new owners came in. At least now the new owners can get rid of the wheelie bins that were used for ice baths and the paddling pools as well under the former regime, you know. But in the past, how players have even come up and said, oh yeah, we'll come in and realised, oh, hang on, where's the ice bath? Oh, it's a wheelie bin, mate, sorry. But now they're going to have first-class facilities eventually. But obviously they're going to build a new training ground elsewhere. Maybe there's talk of Parklands next to Gosforth Park Racecourse, so that might be a one. But I think when they do build it'll be a brand new state-of-the-art training facility. That's what that will be. But for now, Benton will just be modernised to whatever they can do with it until the new one's built, and it'll be a temporary home for us for now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, whatever happens, it's going to be brilliant, and the future's definitely bright. And let's hope that when it's done up, it's going to be instead. I want to be there and do like a clip as well. Well, I'll do like a 10-minute recording as well for YouTube. I'll do that, doing that once it's done up as well. Also, I've got to do a clip as well where I'll donate 100 quid to the food bank as well. So I'll be doing that 100%. Corne, Paqueta, and Endika, only 17 mil from Frankfurt, 12 months left on his contract. Is this Newcastle need to look 12 months back of their contracts? Then other clubs cannot press the price high. Look, I think Dicker will be a good defender, but do you really need him at the back? Probably not, because you've got enough defenders now. Cornet, Paqueta, yes. I'd take them all the way. And I've got one here. I've got Foxy is saying, Tino only joined us as Keegan told him Newcastle's close to London. He said exactly the same thing with Robley.
He did, yes. He was about the same for Middlesbrough. He said, oh, by the way, And because Rob Lee said, oh, it's too far. And he said, oh, it's all right. Newcastle's closer to London. But at the time, I think Rob Lee knew he could just jump on an aeroplane and be down there in an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that far away. Come on. I mean, get a flight, Newcastle Airport, get a taxi, or underground, whoosh, you're in the city anyway. It's not that far at all. Stefan, go on, carry on, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to say what a legend Rob Lee was anyway, wasn't he? Absolute legend. And, you know, it's £700,000. What a snip he was. How much would he be worth in today's market? I would hate to think.
I tell you what, though, I mean, they couldn't afford him. They could not afford him at all. Let's put it this way, right? If Rob Lee, right, we'd probably be in Europe, by the way. If any English clubs by Rob Lee, I would not have sold him to an English club at all whatsoever. I'd send him to an Italian club or Spanish league as well. You know what I mean? I would not sell him to another English club. There's no way. It's not going to happen. I don't care. Yeah. I'd rather sell him less than more to a top 6 club. Ain't going to happen anytime soon. No way.
No.
But if he doesn't like it, stay with Newcastle. 45 mil for Harrison. They are crazy. Look, 12-month contract left already. Many good players for Dan here. Yeah, I'm sure Dan Asher would do the job. Yes, he really would. But 45 mil for Harrison.
No, they can keep him. They can keep him for that price.
Keep him for that price, exactly. And since there, don't know if Foxy know about it, but he's went off injured today. So that's not good. I hope they keep one in the bins. One off the bins. Frame it, and zoom man, how far we have come. Jules, you absolutely bang on the touch. That's fair. She's right.
Yeah, she is right. Yeah, absolutely. She's bang on the
money, man. She is. And put 2 fingers up at Ashley, 2 fingers up at Charlie, 2 fingers up at the previous. Simple as that. We got Steve, by the way. Liverpool fan. I hope you can find me and welcome aboard, mate. And I hope you're fine too. His channel is absolutely fantastic. I've been on it a few times. And I got one. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday, folks. Take care. And you, Jules. So thank you for watching as well. She's always busy and she's always got time for us as well. And she is lovely. And if you haven't seen Jules live, just give her a massive hug because she's lovely. How much does she cost now? 250 mil. I have to agree. Got to agree.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a top scorer in the Premier League. I would love us to buy Harry Kane, so he smashes if he smashes Shearer's record, he does it with Newcastle, not with Tottenham. But yeah,
that'd be amazing.
But but Shearer, I mean, yeah, he would be worth that all day. Yeah.
Can you imagine that as well? Wow. And if he comes to Newcastle, I ain't gonna have any time. So he'll do it for Tottenham, if anything. Just look, there's a thing, right? I mean, got a writer, right, called a mag, right? I think I will mention a mag, and there's a title. Why Newcastle United are struggling to recruit? Why are they doing it? I just don't get it, man.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I don't understand it.
We're not struggling to recruit. All it is basically a lot of the players that we are looking at are players that want to be in European competition. Unfortunately, we haven't got that to offer them. And the thing with Diaby is, I think I said this the other night, the reason he's staying at Leverkusen, it's not because he doesn't want to come here, because he was quite interested in Newcastle. I think he's probably just stood back and thought, I've got a World Cup coming up in November. Now, if I go to Newcastle, different country, different league, and I'm not performing well, I'll not be in that 23 for Qatar. So he's probably thinking, I best stay at Leverkusen for now. At least they can see how I'm playing and I'll still be in that 23. And you know what? I don't blame the lad one bit.
I agree, but he's done the right thing. He may as well stop at Leverkusen, get some games in there, then revalue it after the World Cup. And when he does that, then I think his valuation may go up if France wins the World Cup. And that's the thing. So he's got 2 years left on his contract. I don't think he'll get the money they want anyway. So may as well just wait on him as well. So that's just my opinion. But you're right there. I think he'd be staying at Leverkusen. Yeah, Stefan Munoz and Anderson can be players 26, 27. Munoz is faster than wood, but for sure. Not same level of other things, but he's very promising. Good Mexican international in the future.
Yeah, he probably will be. And let's hope he gets into that first team with us. But yeah, all you got to do is he's on loan. Have a look at him. Give him a go in the Premier League. Bring him on for 10 minutes here or 15 minutes there and get him used to the pace of the game. And then play him in maybe cup games as well and just see how he gets on. Can't do any worse.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. That's all there is to it. And that's all you can do. I think he might shock us all. He may shock us all, do you know what I mean? But we should see. I know watch him play. Look at Jose Zobia. No one didn't know what he's going to be like. And he's turned out all right. He turned out okay. He wasn't a bad player, by the way. And I've got Foxy as well. I heard hamstrings from since there. Says that he's forward to serious injury. So maybe it's like Paul, Leeds a cursed club of injuries. Wow. What can I say about Leeds with the club? What can I say?
It must be that it's got to be probably down to training methods, because depending on how you train and your training methods are, and if players aren't training properly or warming down properly or whatever, then that can bring an injury as well.
That's very, very true. That's very true. And I think they need to get him back soon, ASAP, because he's a fantastic player. He looks a good player. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Remember, keep singing your hearts out for the lads. Sefton, thanks so much indeed, man. And thanks for your kind donation too. I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much indeed. Make sure you come back again. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there, by the way, because time is beating us, and I just thought it'd be a good chat as well. Got 34 people watching live, by the way, which is absolutely amazing, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, as I say, it's not easy when it's the holidays, because obviously people are out and about or traveling around and things like that. But yeah, it's brilliant, and yeah, let's see those subscribers keep going up and up. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. A charge to subscribe, and hit those like buttons as well, and keep it growing.
Thank you very much indeed, and thanks for your support as well. And do some new projects very, very soon, like player profiles. We're definitely going to do the press conference reactions soon. We're definitely going to do match previews and reactions as well. So there's a lot to talk about as well, man. And
yeah,
what can I say? What can I say?
It's all going to be good, John. It's going to be great.
Thank you very much. And my guy Billy's mentioned a few things as well. We need a Jermaine Genius type of signing, 19 years old, and it was so good for us from the beginning. Some of the games he's been poor, but some of the games he's been all right. But he wanted to go to Tottenham, didn't he? So,
yeah, because he said, because he said living in Newcastle was like a goldfish bowl.
Don't need.
He never lived that down. No, definitely not.
Can't be saying that. You cannot be saying that. There's no way. Otherwise, you're out the door, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine you said that to United? You said that in front of Ferguson. Ibby, I tell you what, he would even see that stadium for dust. I'm telling you, he'd be gone like an absolute whippet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely 100%, John.
So there you go, but people need to be careful. And take care, John and Tony, as Andrew, 2 weeks of the first game. Looking forward to that. And we're going to do the match predictions as well. We're going to do that in the week. I'm doing it with Macy on Sunday. I think she'll be on the show. And we do that as well with the guys as well. Who's going to win the Premier League? He's going to finish top 4. He's going to win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. And he's going to be top scorer, manager of the year. First match will be sacked. 3 teams to be relegated. We should be doing that very, very soon. And if you like the video, and Tony, where can you find you, man?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. My handle's not on screen at the moment, but it's Tony Tooney 31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back.
Big up, big up. Joking, working abroad, man, was just going, but please hit the like and subscribe button, Joking. Please hit the subscribe button, Rakim, and that'd be brilliant. And they'll be back on another show tomorrow as well. And that'd be much appreciated. Big up to Mark, mate. I think we need to look at players that fit in our team. And remember, this is a project, and he's right. I think there's a striker out there that will come within our budget. I have to agree, man. You're absolutely right, Mark. It's a project. And see you next Friday. Any go. I can't go because I got to work that weekend, unfortunately. But that's what happens when I'm from Indonesia. I don't know this player's personalities. That's a Avenger. Big up to my guy in Indonesia. That's very true. And cheers. Good show. Thank you so much indeed. Have a wonderful weekend to you as well, mate. And I appreciate that. I'll go with the backstage, Tony. But thank you very much for coming on the show, people. And if you like the video, like what you see, please smash the likes. Also hit the subscribe button. Also, we like to super chat and give what it's worth. Then you can go through the thanks option when this video closes. Thank you for Sefton Mag for the donation. And also, if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button as well. It does have to be live. You do it at any time within the channel. But thank you very much indeed. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with Grace. And I should say, take care, watch what you're doing, and
Take care.
enjoy the rest of your afternoon.